In just over 10 minutes, this presentation introduces the key characteristics of design thinking, a customer-centric approach to solving challenges and unlocking opportunities based on a greater appreciation of the customer needs and wants. Before reviewing each of the 5 steps that make up the design thinking cycle, we shall spend a couple of minutes explaining the process of transitioning from unknown to known and the influential role played by the innovation sweet spot. Whether the Agile team has chosen a batch or continuous execution process, the Agile team will be constantly setting itself a series of hypotheticals, which it can only truly validate when it has been presented to the end user. Adopting Scrum, a leading Agile methodology process, which breaks the overall life cycle into a series of batches, or iterations, enables a small amount of validation to occur. Should the Agile team adopt Kanban, a continuous execution process, enables the Agile team to receive customer validation in even smaller increments. Unfortunately, truly understanding what the customers says they want, and what they actually want are sometimes not aligned. The cause could simply be the customer does not fully appreciating the capabilities of new technology, or are unable to articulate a business process or activity, which is new to them, or how a feature supports or interacts with another may prove difficult to foresee until it's there in the real world. Choosing to adopt design thinking is to effectively transition a series of don't know into facts, based on experience, providing solutions or supporting events and actions with facts and figures. Every business case and its requirements product backlog is a hypothesis, what an individual, team or organizations believe the customer needs and wants. And should they create them, provide an opportunity to delight the customers or create a competitive advantage. At the center of an Agile team's ambition to exploit design thinking principles, lies the pursuit of identifying and meeting the sweet spot, which takes account of 3 sometimes competing elements: customer desirability, economic viability, and thirdly, technical feasibility. The effective application of design thinking consists of 5 core cycle steps with a number of feedback loops, designed to constantly improve the team's understanding of their customers and their needs and wants. Empathise, define, ideate, prototype, test. Let's now take a closer look at each of them. The Empathise cycle step seeks to ensure the Agile teams fully appreciates their customers' needs and wants. This starts with the team attempting to put themselves in the shoes of the customer. This is best achieved by describing the experience in the form of a life in the day, collecting short videos, producing storyboards and detailing environment characteristics that surface both psychological factors, such as state of mind, motivation, fears and desires, as well as some of the important physical aspects, such as frequency, location, time of day and general relationship to others, both contributors, consumers and observers. Next, when developing a greater empathy for the customer, it is necessary to try to park your knowledge or views of the customer. Invite others, who can bring a fresh perspective to the situation and possibly challenges instilled views and beliefs. There are no rules. Go crazy. The Agile team should be encouraged to be as curious as a child to explore possibilities. There are no rules at this stage. Fourth, focus on describing needs and wants as stories, each with a beginning, middle and an end. Storytelling is a great way to link causes and effects, learn how to respond to events and explain the environment in which the event occurs. Throughout the Empathise stage, be mindful to categorize and reuse the language used by the customers. Slang, terms, point of references and examples all add a little to creating a better picture of the customer's behavioral traits. Here we have presented several techniques and their benefits that will help an Agile team fully appreciate their customers' needs and wants. The 5 why analysis process, using interview guide cards, creating personas, describing customers by segment, rather than the traditional cohort approach, producing a number of storyboards for each of the customer's primary scenarios. The define cycle step seeks to help the Agile team identify similarities and patterns amongst the stories. By refining the problem statement or need, the Agile team has the opportunity to frame the mission statement, which makes clear references to specific user types that are then brought to life. Identifying the primary, secondary and edge cases helps the prioritization of the needs and wants. Finally, the define cycle step helps the Agile team refine the original goals to create a short statement that describes the purpose, or ask. Here we have presented several techniques that will lead to the Agile team being able to create a short statement that describes the purpose or ask. Fragment cards are great for helping frame real needs statements. Linear unpacking is a technique that helps the sharing of insights and ask questions. Continue to develop a personas, a fictional profile or description of the main customer types. Produce an elevator pitch that summarizes the true need in less than 200 words. The ideate cycle step is the starting point for when the Agile team starts to bring together all the previous work and seeks possible solutions. The ideate step requires the team to rewrite the problem, to ensure any further investment is made on the right problem. At this point, as team seeks solutions, they are encouraged to sketch a lot, which may bring about a breakthrough moment. Either way, the more ideas the better. And the more varied the participation, the greater opportunity and new and novel solutions will be found. There's a wealth of techniques available to Agile teams to complete the ideate life cycle step. It's therefore worth taking time to learn more about each of them. As you'll discover, each one is available with a wealth of support material including templates and videos. In the interest of keeping this video short, let's focus on just a couple of the Monetical team's favorites and explain why. Brainwriting is a technique that uses an ideas sheet, typically consisting of 12 boxes, each containing an idea from the Agile team members. It's a great way to generate lots of ideas and ensures everyone has an opportunity to contribute. At the very bottom of this list we have Lean Canvas. Lean Canvas model helps Agile team identify where value can be created that best meets the needs of the customer by dividing 9 factors into 2 groups: solution or product, and market or customer. The prototype cycle step starts to see the possible solutions come to life. As the stage name suggests, the primary focus is on the creation of a prototype. Creating something that is tangible. A cardboard cutout, a paper mock, or detailed sketches and images. These tangible components help the Agile team test their hypothesis, both evaluating their understanding of the customer's needs and wants and revealing further opportunities to improve. The prototype is a great way to verify assumptions, possibly in the real world, which is part of a well-planned process that ensures all the right contributing factors are considered, including different settings and inviting different types of targeted users to participate. As we have briefly mentioned, there are a number of reasons for completing a thorough prototype cycle step. Here we have identified 4 of the most common techniques used by Agile teams. Assumption Mapper is a technique that ensures the Agile team build the right prototype. Wireframes help visualize the key functionality that needs customer feedback. Whilst a Wizard of Oz prototype may be considered rudimentary, it does allow the Agile team to communicate using physical actions some of the core ideas for the solution being developed. Finally, role-playing is a simulation technique that can quickly elicit user feedback on a number of topics, including interaction, speed, size and shape, and the general user-product interaction experience, which will drive better design. A formal testing cycle step concludes the design thinking journey. Testing seeks to solicit real user feedback on as close to complete feature, product or solution as possible. To ensure the effective capturing of the appropriate feedback, the Agile team should produce an array of feedback cards that contain predefined testing objectives and the taking of notes. The purpose of organizational agility seeks to create a customer-centric solution or product. Failing fast or creating a continuous learning capability calls for short, multiple cycles. Therefore, Agile teams should consider the opportunity to define clear boundaries around the testing activities. For example, seeking to test a small specific number of features early, whilst others are still being developed, is a must. It's important to ensure the feedback and lessons learned from the test stage can be quickly and accurately interpreted after the testing cycle. The adoption of user scoring techniques can play an effective role here. Finally, it's critical Agile teams ensure testing is undertaken in multiple conditions. Ideally, in as close to the actual environment the product will be actually used, for example on a train or at home. Alternatively, at different times of the day, weather conditions, and with the involvement of as many different types of targeted users as possible. In addition to the few testing success factors, which we have already mentioned, it is important the Agile team recognize that they must solicit feedback from real users. This means going out and finding them, interacting with them, and taking meticulous notes as they test the product. This may also include videoing their experience for future evaluation and sharing. Whilst the testing phase will not completely validate the Agile team's hypothesis of what success is, it's as close as they'll get without delivering the complete product or solution. Therefore, the Agile team must approach the entire design thinking cycle as a continuous learning experience, one that allows them to constantly learn about the customers, their own ability to learn about their ways of working, and finally, discover how and when to adjust their approach based on unforeseen internal or external factors. During this video we have introduced the 5 stages of design thinking. We have also provided an introduction to many of the techniques and methods for ensuring a successful design thinking adoption experience. In doing so, we also covered the following topics: the importance of transitioning from the unknown to known, tackling the innovation sweet spot. We hope that you have found this presentation helpful. Please like the video to help us promote the sharing of such best practices. For more information, please visit www.monetical.com. Thank you for watching.